And good afternoon. We'd like to welcome everybody to Trip Carson Field here on the campus of Heritage Academy in Columbus, Mississippi for today's District 1 5A doubleheader featuring your homestanding Heritage Academy Patriots versus the Rossville Christian Academy Wolves. The game was scheduled to start at 4 o'clock. As you can see, we have not started yet. Rossville was late arriving. They got here around 4 o'clock. So the umps are going to give them around 15 to 20 minutes to get warmed up. And in the meantime, we'll try to give you a little pregame, give you the lineups for both teams, kind of set the scene for you leading into this doubleheader. Heritage comes into today's game 11-12 overall, 2-4 in district play. Looking to get back on track after last week, after getting swept by Mag Heights. Which that happens to a lot of people when you play Mag Heights. But nonetheless, things should be a little bit different today. This is a Rossville team that comes in, only 11 players. I think they're starting 3 7th graders, 2 8th graders. Only 11 players on the team. They're 15-5, but they're 0-5 in district play. They got swept by Mag Heights as and also lost a pair of games to Bio Academy. So they've been successful outside of league play, but not so much in league play. Letting the PA guy speak there, but so the pitcher for today's games, Jack Ketchum is usually the normal starter for Heritage Academy. Of course, the Danny Dozen selection, Alabama signee. Coach Xander Romano was elected not to throw Jack today, so that's going to bump Nash McCrary up, the sophomore right-hander. He comes in with a 2-2 record, 2.26 ERA. This is his 9th appearance on the season. 31 innings pitched, allowed 28 runs. Only 10 of those have been earned. Allowed 21 hits, struck out 31 while walking just 27. It's had some good outings this year. The Kirk game comes to mind here earlier in the game. Pitched a really good game. Had a good game against MRA. Even in the loss. Did not have his best stuff last week against Mag Heights. So looking forward to him bouncing back in this game today. That's the sophomore right-hander again, Nash McCrary, will be on the mound for Heritage. For Rossville Academy, pitching will be Mark Hammond. I spoke with the coach briefly, did not get any information on him. We don't have a roster or anything else, so we'll just kind of have to go with what they provided us. We'll go with their lineup first. Like I just mentioned, for the visiting Wolves, pitching will be Mark Hammond. Batting in the second spot will be shortstop Hayden Miller. Catcher is going to be Brady Barr. Batting cleanup and playing in center field is going to be Bryson Shivers. Your left fielder is going to be Bo Watts. He'll be in the 5 spot. First baseman Quentin Salters will bat 6. Second baseman Preston Wheeler. It's going to be 7th in the lineup. Third baseman Zach Silver. And the lineup is rounded out by right fielder Alex Stone. So Hammond pitcher, Miller shortstop, Barr catcher, Shivers in center, Watts in left, Salters at first base, Wheeler at second base, Silver at third, and Stone in right field. Now for Heritage, the lineup is going to look a little different today than it has been, particularly for an opening game of the series. Like I mentioned, Jack Ketchum is not pitching today. That's going to put Nash McCrary on the mound. Also, Spencer Singley, who's been predominantly playing in the outfield, is going to be moved to first base, and that's going to move Isaiah Clark from first base out to right field. So leading off is going to be your senior center fielder, Trey Rainey. He will be followed by in the lineup by the junior left fielder, Aiden Westmoreland. Batting third is the aforementioned Jack Ketchum. He's going to be your, like I said, Danny Dozen, Alabama signee. He will not be pitching in this series. This is, in fact, just going to be a 2-game series. So both of the games today will be played. The series will not make the game. There will be no game 3 in Rossville unless that game is needed to be played later on in the year. Batting cleanup and pitching is sophomore pitcher Nash McCrary. Charlie Fowler will follow him at catcher, sophomore. Then you have DH, junior DH, Caden Avery. He will be followed by Isaiah Clark out in right. As I mentioned, Spencer Singley will be at first base today. Your shortstop is junior Dalton Stripling. And then at second base is going to be freshman Presley Gaskin. So that's what the lineups look like. Again, in center, you'll have Rainey, left field, Westmoreland, third base Ketchum, pitcher McCrary, catcher Fowler, DH Avery, right fielder Clark, first baseman Singley, shortstop Stripling, and second base Gaskin. Both coaches are meeting at home plate, talking things over with the umps, and we should be just a few minutes away from the opening pitch here at Trip Carson Field. Really nice day, cool temperatures, sunshine, kind of a Chamber of Commerce type day. Early pitch time, so the crowd's a little slow arriving, but I'm sure that's going to pick up, and we'll have a nice crowd here eventually for this home doubleheader. Again, District 1 5A. Rossville was 4A last year. They made the bump up to 5A. But the coach was telling me before the game they did not win any games in 4A last year, and he was not too excited about having to jump up to 5A this year. Both of their basketball teams were really good. The girls' team was really good. They hurt us pretty bad 3 times in a row. And then on the boys' side, their boys' team was really good as well. We had 4 highly competitive games with them throughout the year, and we're looking forward to playing those during the year. So we'll see what the baseball team looks like here today in a little bit again when we once we get things started. We'll take a few minute break, and then we'll be back with the opening pitch.
Five minutes. And now, ladies and gentlemen, for the starting lineup for the first game, we announce the visiting team, the Wolves, with a season record of 15 wins, 5 losses. Leading off for the Wolves, pitcher number 22, Mark Hammond. Batting second, playing shortstop, number 3, Hayden Miller. Batting third, playing catcher, number 4, Brady Barr. Batting fourth, playing center field, number 8, Bryson Shivers. Batting fifth, playing left field, number 18, Bo Watts. Batting sixth, playing first base, number 20, Quentin Salters. Batting seventh, playing second base, number 11, Preston Wheeler. Batting eighth, playing third base, number 17, Zach Sauer. And batting ninth, right field, number 1, Alex Stone. The head coach for the Wolves is Brian Young and is assisted by Jeremy Miller. And now for your 2024 Patriots, with a season record of 11 wins, 12 losses. Leading off for the Patriots, center field, number 8, Trey Rainey, center field. Batting second, playing left field, number 5, Aiden Westmoreland, left field. Batting third, playing third base, number 24, Jack Ketchum, third base. Batting fourth, pitching, number 3, Nash McCrary, pitching. Batting fifth, catching, number 22, Charlie Fowler, catching. Batting sixth, DH, number 15, Caden Avery. Batting seventh, playing right field, number 17, Isaiah Clark, right field. Batting eighth, and playing first base, number 2, Spencer Singley, first base. Batting ninth and playing shortstop, number 16, Dalton Stripling, shortstop. And playing second base, Presley Gascat. Head coach of the Patriots, first year, Xander Romano, and is assisted by Brad Haynes and RJ Deloach. Ladies and gentlemen, this time, stand and wave your hats for the prayer. Let's pray. Dear Heavenly Father, we just thank you that we are here today. Lord, we just thank you for the opportunity to live where we live and to be able to play and have a great time playing this game of baseball. Lord, we just thank you for your son. Lord, we just ask for safe travels home to these teams. Lord, we just pray that everything that we do, you will be represented. Lord, we just give you all the praise and all the glory. In Jesus' name we do pray. Amen.
Welcome everybody back to Trip Carson Field. The national anthem has been played. The lineups are in, and we're about ready to get this doubleheader underway. Gave you the lineups earlier. We'll go over those again as the game progresses. Of course, Rossville will bat at first. They'll lead off with Mark Hammond, Hayden Miller, and Brady Barr. Those are the top 3 batters in the lineup, and they will face sophomore right-hander Nash McCrary. It's going to be starting today. I gave you those numbers earlier. 2-2 on the year. Comes in with a 2.26 ERA. And playing behind him today, and we'll go over that lineup again. In center field, you have Trey Rainey, left field, Aiden Westmoreland. Third base is going to be Jack Ketchum. Like I said in the pregame, he normally pitches these first games of the doubleheaders, but Coach Sander Romano's elected not to pitch Jack in this series. And instead, Nash McCrary is going to get the start today, and catcher is going to be Charlie Fowler. The DH will be Caden Avery. At sophomore right fielder Isaiah Clark. He's going to be starting in right today instead of first. Spencer Singley is going to move to first base. So you'll have Rainey, Westmoreland, and Clark in the outfield. At short, you'll have Dalton Stripling, and then at second base, freshman Presley Gaskin. This is a very, very young team in Rossville Christian. The Wolves, I think Coach was saying before the game, they'll start 3 7th graders, 2 8th graders. They only travel with 11. They were late getting here today. Apparently, I guess the administration there doesn't let them leave until a certain time, and so they were a little bit late getting here, but the umps have given them, I guess, 15, 20 minutes or so, maybe a little bit longer to get warmed up. But we're about to get this thing underway. Again, we have 2 games scheduled for tonight. The second game will be played shortly thereafter after this first game's over. I think Spencer Singley is going to start that second game. Talking to Coach Romano earlier this afternoon, I don't think he's going to pitch the entire game. He's going to give everybody a little chance to pitch. I think he's going to let Spencer pitch maybe 1 or 2 innings and then come along with some other guys after that for game 2. But we'll cover that when the time comes. Right now we're going to get game 1 started. And as I mentioned, Mark Hammond's going to be batting from the left side. He'll be the first batter to face Nash McCrary. First pitch. That ball is hit out to right. Isaiah's trying to make a run on it, and he does. He gathers that around the line. So 1 pitch, 1 out. Good start for Nash. A little weird for me seeing, I know Isaiah's more of an outfielder, but I haven't seen him in the outfield. I'm used to seeing him at first base, but he got a good jump on that one and was able to record the out. It's going to bring up another lefty, shortstop Hayden Miller. First pitch from Nash McCrary, swinging strike. That ball's fouled off to the left side, so 0-2. Nash works ahead in the count. Wind up in the delivery. Just a tad bit outside. Nash comes in with 31 strikeouts on the season, looking for strikeout number 32 here. Facing lefty shortstop Hayden Miller. Pitch coming. Breaking pitch. Not a little bit outside. 2-2. Got him that time. Called third strike. Good pitch by Nash. Caught the outside part of the plate, and umpire rings Miller up. That's going to bring up catcher Brady Barr. He's going to be our first righty that we'll see tonight. The first 2 batters, Hammond and Miller, were both batted from the left side. And Barr is going to be your catcher for the Wolves. First pitch, a little bit high. That's a nice pitch. Going to even up the count, 1-1. Been a really windy day. I was out here throughout the afternoon and kind of helping our baseball coaches get the field ready and doing some other things. And windy yesterday, windy today. It was blowing in earlier. It's just kind of, it looks like it's more blowing out right now to the right field. Don't know what kind of impact that'll have on today's game. We'll see. Pitch must have been a little bit low. Runs the count to 3-1 on your catcher, Brady Barr. That ball must have been a little bit low as well. It was across the plate, but it was ruled low. So that's going to be the first walk of the afternoon issued by Nash McCrary. It's going to bring up your cleanup hitter, your center fielder, Bryson Shivers. Shivers will also bat from the right side of the plate. Pitch coming. That's a little bit high. Not much of a lead from Barr at first base, but he is being held at first base by Spencer Singley, who again is getting the start at first base today and not in the outfield. Pitch from McCrary. That's a strike. 1-1. Looked similar to a pitch earlier that was called a ball, but gets the strike call that time. So 1-2 on the count. 2 Barr. Pitch coming. Ooh. Threw it a little bit behind him. He was able to duck and get out of the way of that pitch. So it's going to be 2-2 runner at first base. 2 outs. Top of the first inning. Game 1 of the doubleheader today here at Trip Carson Field. Good breaking pitch there from McCrary. Gets the swing and strike. So 2 strikeouts in the inning for McCrary. So no runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 man left on base in the top half of the first for the Wolves. That's going to take us to the bottom half of the first inning. Due up for the Patriots is Trey Rainey, Aiden Westmoreland, and Jack Ketchum. Again, Rainey, Westmoreland, and Ketchum due up for the Patriots. Hoping this is going to be a good opportunity, hopefully, for Heritage to kind of get back on track. Right in the middle of district play. We know how good Mag Heights is, and things did not go well for us last week. Suffered a sweep. The first game wasn't too bad at Senatobia. That game was 7-2. But then the last 2 were both run rule games. Lost game 2 18-0, and then lost game 3 11-1. We have this series now with Rossville Christian, and then next week the Patriots will travel to Cleveland and face Bio Academy. That should be a three game set like normal. Like I said, this week's a little different, a little unique because of the rain, because of the weather, distance and travel, all kind of different factors. This is just going to be a 2-game series. If game 3 is necessary in terms of the district standings, then it'll be played at a later date. But for right now, we're just going to go with a 2-game series. So Mark Hammond is a right-hander. He's going to be your pitcher for Rossville Christian. I don't have any numbers on him. He batted leadoff for the Wolves in the top of the first inning, but batted left. But looks like he's going to be pitching right. So we'll see what he has to offer to this Heritage lineup. Get you some numbers on some of these guys for the Patriots as they make their way one by one to face Hammond. Trey Rainey steps in, been his normal customary leadoff spot. Batting .288 on the season. It's got 19 hits, 8 RBIs, got 5 extra base hits, 3 doubles, 1 triple to go along with 1 home run. First pitch from Hammond. I thought it looked pretty good, but it must have been a little bit high. So, a 1-0 count. Righty matchup to start things off. Bottom half of the first. That's going to be a strike. Look very similar to the first pitch, but 1-1 to Rainey. Nothing doing for the Wolves in the top half of the first. First batter in the bottom half for Patriots. Going to be a breaking pitch in the dirt. 2-1 to Rainey. This is the actually the 67th at-bat, official at-bat for Rainey. This is 87th plate appearance of the season. That ball's going to be high and outside, 3-1. Really like to get Rainey on base and kind of get some things going on the base pass. We got some good speed throughout the lineup, and the Patriots like to play aggressive on the base pass, so hopefully Rainey can get on via the walk or a hit. Pitch coming. That ball's going to be outside, so Rainey does indeed draw the walk from Hammond. That's going to bring up your junior left fielder, Aiden Westmoreland. Aiden comes in batting .269. He's got 14 hits, 7 RBIs, got 6 extra base hits. All 6 of those have been doubles. This is his 61st plate appearance and 53rd official. Well, we'll see if it's an official at-bat, but either way, Rainey at first gets a good lead over there. My guess he'll probably take off at some point, and he does. Pitch swung through, strike, and Rainey's going to make it down to second base easily. So stolen base for Rainey puts him in scoring position now for Westmoreland. And that should be Rainey's 9th stolen base of the season and the 66th of the season for Heritage. Pitch coming. That ball's going to be high. So, again, 9th stolen base of the season for Rainey and 66th of the season for Patriots. 1-0 count, 1-1 count to Westmoreland. That's right. He swung through that first one when Rainey stole second. Decent-sized lead for Rainey at second base. Pitch coming. That ball's, it was a breaking pitch. I thought it was going to be high. Nice pitch there from Hammond, though. Slow breaking pitch. Looked like something you may see in a wiffle ball game. 1-2 count to Westmoreland. Pitch coming. Ooh. Again, that was close. We're in the early going, but Hammond has been around the plate. That was a tough one to take with 2 strikes, but Aiden did and was rewarded for that. Was not called a strike. Rainey leading off at second base. Pitch coming. That ball's going to be outside. So now we run the count full to Westmoreland. 3-2 count. Nobody out. 1 on at second base in the form of Trey Rainey, who got on with the walk and then stole second on the first pitch from Hammond. And he's going to get Westmoreland on. I don't know if he tipped that one or not, but nonetheless, it gets him on the strikeout. So 1 out in the innings. Can bring up your senior third baseman, Jack Ketchum. Danny does in selection, Alabama signee. Not going to be pitching in this series, either one of these games today. It's just going to be at third base. Give you some numbers here on Jack after this first pitch. Breaking ball outside. Jack comes in batting .457 on the season. Got 21 hits, 3 extra base hits, all 3 of those being doubles, 9 RBIs, 4 runs scored. And swinging strike evens up the count at 1-1. Those 21 hits are second on the team behind McCreary, who comes in with 23 hits, and he'll be batting next in the cleanup spot. Pitch coming. Rainey takes off. He's going to steal third base easily, so he's going to move down to third base. Two 2-1 count on Ketchum. Pitch coming, a little bit high and inside. So 3-1. Rainey got on with the walk, stole second, and then eventually stole third. So that's where he's at now after the strikeout to Westmoreland. Third batter of the inning for the Patriots, facing right-hander Mark Hammond for Rossville Christian. Pitch coming. That ball's going to be in the dirt, so Ketchum's going to draw a walk. The ball gets by the catcher, so that's going to lead to the first run of the afternoon as Rainey scores easily from third base. don't know if that was a pass ball or a wild pitch. Looked more like a pass ball, we'll call it. So either way, Jack moves, takes second on the play as well. So he's now also in scoring position. Again, nobody out. It's going to bring up your cleanup hitter, Nash McCurry, also pitching today's game. First pitch coming. A good pitch right there on the outside corner. Nash comes in batting .333 on the season. He's got 23 hits, 14 RBIs. He's got 9 extra base hits, 5 doubles, 2 triples to go along with 2 home runs, 7 runs scored. 0-1 pitch coming. Again, another strike. Hammond's been around the plate this entire inning. I know he's walked 2 batters, but he's been pretty consistent. Even the ones that he's missed, with the exception of maybe 1 or 2, have been around the plate. It's going to be a breaking pitch, foul down the right side. I think that one's going to get out of play, and it is. McCrary stays alive in the count, still 0-2. 0-2 count here, just kind of looking to put the ball in play. Nobody holding Jack on at second. Now the second baseman kind of drifts over a little bit. Pitch coming, a little bit outside, so 1-2 count on McCrary. I don't know if that Jack's got any stolen bases this year or not. I'd have to look at that. Can't imagine he's actually got 7 stolen bases. That ball's lifted up, out into right field. It may find a hole, and it does. Second baseman's not able to get it. Ketchum had to kind of hold up on the play. Good aggressive base running by McCrary there to get into second base. So he'll be rewarded with a double to right center. He's at second. Get a pinch runner for him. A courtesy runner. It's going to be Gavin Elliott. So Gavin Elliott will be at second base. Ketchum at third. Still nobody out. This can bring up your sophomore catcher, Charlie Fowler. It's going to face Hammond. The 5th batter in the inning. Hammond will have to pitch out of the stretch with runners on at second and third. First pitch ball. Fowler comes in batting .227. He's got 15 hits, 11 RBIs, 6 extra base hits, 4 doubles, 1 triple, and 1 home run. Scored 12 runs as well. 1-0 pitch coming from Hammond. Ooh, that ball was lined sharp down the third base side. Tried to get into the Heritage dugout. Luckily didn't get anybody. Hit the net down there. No harm, no foul. 1-1 count. 1 out. Bottom of the first. Charlie Fowler at the plate. Runners at second and third. Breaking ball low from Mark Hammond. Again, this is a young Rossville Christian team, starting 3 7th graders, 2 8th graders today. I think the coach said they only had 1 senior. They brought 11 players with them today. That pitch is going to be outside. 3-1 count to Fowler. Fowler's looking to add a couple RBIs to his total. As I said, he's got 11 coming into today's game. Pitch coming. That's going to be inside to Fowler. Good at bat. That's going to be the 3rd walk issued by Hammond. Rainey walked, Ketchum walked, and now Fowler walked. So that's going to load the bases for your junior designated hitter, Caden Avery. Caden comes in batting .282. He got 11 hits, 8 RBIs, 3 extra base hits. All 3 of those are doubles. He's also scored 12 runs. Really good RBI opportunity here for Caden Avery with the bases loaded. First pitch coming from Hammond. That ball's going to be high, 1-0. Of course, with the bases loaded, Hammond can work out just a normal windup. Gavin Elliott should get a pretty good sizable lead and at second base. Same thing for Charlie over at first. That ball is also outside from Hammond, so 2-0 count on your designated hitter, Caden Avery. Isaiah Clark on deck. Clark's playing in the outfield today in right field. A little change in the lineup there with Spencer playing first base today. Pitch coming. Swing and a miss. Not sure if that was an off-speed pitch or what, but Avery was just not able to time it. That wind's really, really blowing out to right field now. Pitch coming. And ball's going to be lifted to right field. Right fielder's underneath it. Is he going to make the catch? Yes, he does make the catch. Runner tags. Jack Ketchum from third base. He's going to score easily as the throw comes in. So that's going to be an RBI. Fly out to right field from Avery, so he'll get the RBI. That's going to push the score to 2-0 here in favor of the Patriots. And again, that's going to bring up Isaiah Clark. Runners at the corners now. Elliott advances to third, and Charlie's going to be at first base. Could not advance to second with the hit. Kind of in shallow right. He's going to take off. Swinging. That's going to be a hit to left field. Good job of hitting there by Isaiah. And he's going to get an RBI as well. The runner's going to, Charlie's going to stay at third. He looked like he was trying to maybe come home on that. Coach Romano gave him the stop sign, but he gave it a look and then decided to get back. So Isaiah's going to take second base on the play. He'll get a single. He won't be awarded a double. He will get a single, though, and it's going to be an RBI, so it's going to make the score 3-0 now. It's going to bring up your senior first baseman, Spencer Singley, with Clark at second and Fowler down at third. Two outs now in the inning. First pitch to Singley is going to be outside. Pitch coming from Hammond. Down in the dirt, gets away from the catcher. Charlie's aggressive, trying to score. Yeah, he's going to get underneath easily without a throw. The ball gets by the catcher, and that's going to lead to another run to make it 4-0 for Heritage. Spencer comes in batting .182, 6 hits, 2 RBIs, 2 extra base hits. Both of those are doubles, and he scored 6 runs. Probably going to be the game 2 starter today based on my conversation earlier today with Coach Romano. Looking for a base hit with a runner there, down at third base. 2 outs. Hits it out to the shortstop. Routine grounder. It's booted. Looks like Spencer's going to get there safely, and he does. So Singley will reach on an error by the shortstop. Another run scored, so now it's 5-0 Heritage here in the bottom half of the first inning. It's going to bring up your junior shortstop, Dalton Stripling. Give you some numbers on Dalton here in just a second after this first pitch from Hammond. Breaking ball that's going to be low. Dalton comes in batting .230. 14 hits, 7 RBIs, 5 extra base hits. All of those are doubles, and he's got 9 runs scored this year. Singley at first base gets decent lead. Pitch coming. That ball's in the dirt there, too. Good job by the catcher blocking that one up. Spencer steals second base easily. So it's another stolen base by the Patriots here in the first inning. That should be, I think that's the third, because Trey Rainey stole second and third earlier in the inning. So that should be the third stolen base this inning by Heritage. 3-0 count on Stripling. Runner now at second. Pitch coming. It's going to be laced out to center field. It's going to be an RBI single for Stripling, as Spencer's going to score easily on the play. Good job of hitting there by Dalton, taking the ball back up the middle. So RBI single to, we'll call it center field, pushing the score now to 6-0. It's going to flip the line up, back up to the top to senior center fielder Trey Rainey. Rainey got this thing started in the with a leadoff walk, and like I mentioned, stole second, stole third, and eventually scored on a pass ball with Ketchum at the plate. So this is going to be Rainey's second at-bat of the first inning. Pitch coming, runner going. He's going to be safe at second. The ball gets away and into center field, so he'll be able to advance, to third base. It's going to be a throwing error on the catcher. Second of the inning, I believe, for the Wolves. 1-0 count on Rainey. Pitch coming, a little late call there, but it was indeed a strike. So 1-1 count. Stripling's down at third base. Had the RBI single moments ago. Rainey, leadoff batter for the Patriots, his second at bat of this first inning. Pitch coming, fouled back. Going to make the count 1-2. Going to be a breaking pitch high. Give you a little news with some of the other sports when we get in between innings here in just a little bit. Need to give a shout out to the golf team today. We'll give you that information here in just a little bit. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Pitch coming from Hammond to Rainey. That ball's also going to be high, running the count full. Stripling down at third base. Patriots have jumped out in this one, lead 6-0, first inning. The ball's going to be back up the middle. That's going to be a base hit for Rainey. Run's going to score also, so now it's going to be it's going to make the score 7-0 here in the bottom half of the first inning. That ball wasn't hit very hard, but it's not necessarily how hard you hit him, but where you hit him, and that was kind of a seeing eye single, if you will, off the bat of Rainey. Scores the run. Again, like I said, that's going to be make it 7-0. That's going to bring up Aiden Westmoreland, your junior left fielder. Aiden struck out earlier in this inning for the first out of this frame. Runner going, ball's popped up on the infield, out to second base. That ball's going to fall as well. Runner's going to hold at third base. So runners are going to be at first and third. I think you have to give the second baseman an error there. Ball didn't technically hit his glove, but that's a play that you've got to come up with. It's going to bring up senior third baseman Jack Ketchum. Ketchum walked earlier in the inning. This is the 12th batter of this frame for the homestanding Patriots. Leading 7-0 already. Runners at the corner. Runner at first base goes. Ketchum lines that one over to onto the football field. Fortunately, nobody was injured on that. Got a lot of activity going on campus today. The football team was practicing out there earlier, and the track team did not go to Washington today. They elected to stay here, and they're kind of hosting what they're calling is the Heritage Invitational here on campus. Even though we don't have a track, we have some field events going on today. Breaking pitch from Hammond, that's going to be outside. I think they're throwing the shot, doing a little discus, so trying to get a little action in. They didn't want to go all the way to Washington, and I think last week they got in around 2 o'clock in the morning. They didn't want any part of that again this week, so instead of going over to Washington, just getting a little action in here today. Runner takes off at first. Jack swinging. That's going to be down the third base side. Trickles foul. Almost looked like it was going to be a swinging punt there for a minute. I mentioned the golf team earlier. Shout out to Coach Gates. We'll go ahead and give you that information now. They won the Mac Heights Invitational today at Riverbend Links in Tunica with a score of 300, which is really good. And then Brandon Harrison shot a 70 to record the low medalist. That ball's foul ball down the third base side is going to get out of play. So again, Brandon Harrison is the low. He's the medalist. Shot a 70. I'm guessing the par there was 72. I'm not really sure. I played that course many years ago. I'm not sure how they set it up today, but a score of 300 and then individual score of 70 is really good either way. So congratulations to the Heritage Academy Patriots golf team today with a really good performance in Tunica. Pitch coming. Runner going at first base. That's going to be high and outside. So now runners at second and third. Rainey at third. Westmoreland at second. Ketchum at the plate. 2-2 count. 2 outs. Bottom of the first inning. That ball's going to be low, too. It's going to get past the catcher as well. And another run scores. All right, so 8-0 now, Heritage. Ketchum still at the plate, 3-2 count. That ball, too, is going to be hit up the middle from Ketchum. That's going to be an RBI single as well. So that's going to make it 9-0 Heritage. Still in the bottom half of the first inning. Again, that was not a hard hit ball either. It was a little bit harder hit than the previous one, but got up the middle for an RBI single for Ketchum. It's going to bring up sophomore pitcher Nash McCrary. McCrary had a double earlier in this inning. He kind of a flare out to right field and did a good job aggressively on the base pass and took second base. Breaking pitch is going to be low from Hammond. It's going to be the 13th batter of this inning for the Patriots. Again, McCrary at the plate. Ketchum over at first base after the RBI single to center. Pitch coming. That's going to be through the gap. That's going to be another base hit. So McCrary is now 2 for 2 with a double and a single in the first inning. He's at first base. Ketchum takes second base. 2 outs. Going to bring up your catcher, Charlie Fowler. Fowler walked earlier in the inning.
Now batting number 22, Charlie Fowler.
Again, Gavin Elliott's going to come in to run. For Nash over at first base. Pitch back to the backstop. The runners are going to advance to second and third. So Ketchum's at third. Elliott's at second. Fowler at the plate. 1-0 count. Been a long first inning. I think this is the 14th batter sent to the plate by the Patriots. That pitch is outside. Hammond's looking for anything to get out of this bottom half of the first inning. I believe the 15-run rule is in effect today through 3 innings, if I'm not mistaken. Pitch coming. That ball looked a little high and inside. Charlie kind of looked back at the home plate umpire, but it was called a strike. It's going to run the count to 2-1. Again, Fowler walked earlier in this inning. Pitch coming from Hammond. Down to third base. That's a hard hit ball. It's going to score 1 run. Coach Romano could have waved the runner, but he held Elliott at third base. Charlie takes second. No play. I'm going to give him a single on that because the ball was thrown into the infield. So he still does get 1 RBI. I've got the score at 10-0, but the scoreboard has 9-0. That's probably right. We'll get that cleared up at the end of this inning. It's going to bring up your designated hitter, Caden Avery. Caden had a RBI fly out to right in his first at bat. That ball's called a strike. Looked like it was outside, but Avery swung through that one. So evens the count at 1-1. Sorry, I was checking my phone there for a message. Threw me out there. I'm sorry. Hey, so Avery's called out on strikes to end that inning. I'll have to do all the math on that. I can't just give it that quick. But anyway, I'm gonna take a slight break, and we'll be right back. So you got 9-0. Is that right? Okay. I got all my scribbling here. I got 10, but I'm sure I'm off. So we'll go 9-0. That'll be great. I think it's
Game Changer shows 10.
Okay, that's what I've got.
Yeah, Game Changer showing 10.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was. It's hard when you got that many people coming to the plate. It's hard to keep up with it.
I got it mixed up too.
Yeah.
Hey, Mark. Game Changer shows 10, and Mark had 10.
See, I got mixed up. I looked up there too.
All right, welcome back. After a little discussion there, I think we came to the conclusion that it is indeed 10 runs. So scoreboard had 9. But it is indeed 10-0. So after 1, Heritage leads 10-0. McCrary back on the mound, taking his warm-up pitches here for the second inning. Due up for Rossville is going to be your left fielder, Bo Watts, followed by first baseman Quentin Salters and second baseman Preston Wheeler. Looking back at that top half of the first inning, 2 strikeouts recorded by Nash McCrary. Got Hammond to fly out to right field to start the game, and then followed that with a strikeout of Miller, a walk to Barr, and then another strikeout of Shivers. So 4 batters sent to the plate by the Wolves, 2 of those out on strikes. Leading off here now in the top half of the second is going to be your left fielder, Bo Watts. First pitch swinging is Watts, so he falls behind in the count, 0-1. Again, soft right-hander Nash McCrary on the mound for the Patriots, swinging strike 2. Swinging strike there for Watt. So McCrary does get his 3rd strikeout of the game. First of this inning is going to bring up your first baseman, Quentin Salters. 5 batters have faced McCreary. McCreary struck out 3 of those 5. First pitch coming to Salters, and again, swinging strike. That ball's popped up down the right side. Isaiah Clark chasing, Spencer Singley chasing. Neither one of them will get to it. It's going to be over the fence and onto the football field down the right field side. So 0-2 count, 2 Salters. Ball's going to be low. That one was close. Salters let it go, though. So 2-2 count. Pitch coming from McCreary. A little high and tight inside, 3-2. Wolves looking for their first base runner here in the early stages of Game 1 of today's doubleheader here at Trip Carson Field. Heritage is out to a 10-0 lead already. That ball is low, too, so Salters does draw the walk. Actually, it's going to be the second base runner for the Wolves because Barr walked back in the first. So 3 strikeouts for McCreary, 2 walks now. Runner and Salters down at first base. Going to bring up your second baseman, Preston Wheeler. He's going to bat from the right side. Charlie asked for a new ball. Wind's blowing hard out to right. Pitch coming up. Pitch is going to be high. Preston's a small guy. I'm guessing he may be one of those 3 7th graders. Does fly that one up on. It's going to be fouled out. It's going to be out of play, though. Over to the left side. Again, Rossville was 4A last year. They made the jump up to 5A. They come in 0-5 in district play. Pitch coming. Swinging strike. Not much of a lead for Salters over at first base after getting the walk a few minutes ago. Little slight lead at first base. Pitch coming. That's going to be a strike. So Wheeler goes down on strikes. Second strikeout of the inning from McCreary and 4th this game. 2 in the first, 2 in the second so far. It's going to bring up your third baseman, Zach Silver. Runner at first and Salters drew the earlier walk. 2 outs, top of the second. Pitch coming. A little high. Good pitch there from McCreary, evening up the count 1-1. Rossville is located in Fayette, Tennessee. That was my first time going up there earlier this year when we played them in basketball. Caught them early. That was our first district game of the season. Pitch coming, swinging strike. 2 Silver runs the count 1-2. Like I said in the pregame, we had some really good games. We played them on the boys' side in basketball 4 times. They were able to beat us on a 3-pointer at the buzzer up there to start the district playoff, and then we were able to beat them the last 3 times. All 4 games were very competitive, though. Pitch coming. It's going to be foul back, straight back. So Silver stays alive. 8-hole hitter for the Wolves. Again, foul back. Good job of hitting there, staying alive by Silver. Forcing McCreary to use a few more pitches. That's right down the middle, so that's going to be a strikeout. So he ends up striking out the side, mixed in with a walk, 2 Salters. So no runs, no hits, no errors, 1 left on base in the top half of the second inning. We'll go to the bottom half of the second with Heritage leading 10-0. Like I said earlier, we're going to give another shout out to Coach Gates and the golf team. Great performance today at Riverbend Links in Tunica, one of the many courses there that Tunica has to offer. And shot a 300 as a team, and also had the low medalist in Brandon Harrison, who shot a 70. So good job by Coach Gates and the Patriots there winning today's match. No winner today at what we're going to call the Heritage Invitational track meet here on campus. The track team elected not to go to Washington today and just kind of hosting their own makeshift, I guess, if you will, invitational, having a few events, getting some work in. So that's kind of coinciding with this baseball doubleheader today. Had a little spring football action earlier today. I was out there watching them with Coach Tobias Smith, who will be entering his second year. Also, defense coordinator Jonathan Banks was out there working some of the guys who aren't playing in some of these other sports. I think the tennis team should return to action tomorrow. I think that's correct. So no tennis today, but a lot of spring sports going: baseball, track, golf, tennis. Sports banquet's coming up pretty shortly, where we'll celebrate all the accomplishments throughout the season. See here, I got to clean things up from the first inning. Pitch coming. Madden returns. Hammond's back on the mound for the Wolves. It's going to bring up Isaiah Clark's going to lead off this bottom half of the second inning for Heritage. Isaiah singled. I had an RBI single back in the first inning, that big first inning. That ball was ripped down the third base side. It's just going to be just foul. Heritage sent 15 batters to the plate back in that first inning. Really probably could have scored a couple more, but Coach Romano held a couple guys at third base that he could have sent home. I think just to maybe try to get in a few more ABs, a few more innings here for this team in game one of this doubleheader. That pitch was high to Isaiah, so 2-1 count to Clark. Righty Hammond on the mound for Rossville. Pitch coming. That ball's going to be low and in the dirt. It's a 3-1 on Isaiah. Isaiah's out in right field. I think he's more of a natural outfielder. He's been playing first base most of the season. I think he did have one other start in right this year, or in the outfield. So getting his second start in the outfield of this season. I said he had a good catch out in right earlier in the game, and then also had the single and RBI. So he's performed well up to this point. That pitch is going to be high, so he's going to draw a walk to lead off the second inning. It's going to bring up your senior first baseman, Spencer Singley. Spencer reached on an error in the first. So I go back to that first inning. Like I said, the Heritage scored 10 runs on 8 hits, and I think there were 3 errors by the Wolves. And a couple men left on base for Heritage. Isaiah, a little bit of lead at first base. Pitch coming. It's going to be a ball to Spencer. So Hammond starts Singley off with a ball. Leading 10-0 here. I think otherwise Isaiah would take off the second, but I don't think he's going to steal up 10-0. At least I don't think that he will. Pitch coming. Looks like a breaking pitch. That's going to be a ball too. So 2-0 count. We know that Heritage is normally very, very aggressive on the base pass, but again, leading 10-0, it's just kind of an unwritten rule in baseball that you don't take off. You want to give Spencer an at-bat here, swinging strike. Spencer's going to be your likely starter in game 2 today. Pitch coming. That's going to be a strike. So 2-2 count, 2 Singley. Second batter of the second inning for Heritage, leading 10-0 already in this one. First game of the doubleheader. Ooh, that ball's fouled down the right side. That one almost went into the Rossville dugout. Fortunately, no harm doing. Hit the netting. It's a little earlier start today with the 4 o'clock first pitch, but we do have a nice crowd here on hand, taking advantage of the nice weather. Probably gonna get a little bit cooler as we go on. The sun goes down. Pitch coming. That's a breaking ball. It's going to be out to the left fielder. Camps out underneath it, and he does make the play. It looked a little like it may pop out of his glove, but he was able to indeed catch that one. So Singley's recorded. He's the out's recorded on the fly out to left. 1 out. Runner still at first base is going to bring up your junior shortstop, Dalton Stripling. Stripling had an RBI single back in the first, and then also, reached on an error. Little check swing. It's going down down the right side. Hits off the fence. Looking over in that Rossville dugout, looks kind of empty. Like I said, they've only brought 11 guys, so they've got only two players in the dugout. Pitch coming. That's going to be a strike from Hammond. So now 2 strikes on Stripling. Clark at first base. 1 out. Breaking ball from Hammond. It's going to be low in the dirt. Evens the count at 2-2. That ball's going to be popped up. It's going to be, yep. Looks like all these pop-ups are an adventure, but first baseman was able to get that one for the second out of the inning. So Stripling fouls out in fair territory. And we're going to have a Caleb Williams is going to be now at bat. Coach Romano's going to take this opportunity with the big lead to work some of his other guys in and get them some at-bats. Caleb comes in batting 152. He's got 5 hits, scored 3 runs, 2 RBIs, got 2 extra base hits, both of those being doubles. Just a guess here, but I wouldn't imagine that Ross was very deep in terms of their pitching staff. So Hammond's still out on the mound. He's going to face now Caleb Williams. As we move back to the top half of the lineup, that pitch is high. We'll see if Williams goes out into the field to the top half of the third. Heading the count 1-0. Clark at first base. Pitch coming from Hammond. Going to be outside. 2-0. Swinging strike. Williams had a pretty healthy cut at that one, but was not able to make contact. Hammond's not throwing extremely hard. He has been around the plate for the most part. Pitch coming. That ball's a little bit high. He's going to run the count 3-1 on Caleb. Pinch hitting for, I believe he's pinch hitting for Trey Rainey here at the leadoff spot. He's going to draw a walk. So he walks down to first base. Isaiah Clark trots over to second. So now runners at first and second with 2 outs. And your batter, is going to be Gavin Elliott. Sophomore Gavin Elliott at the plate with runners at first and second. Pitch coming. It's going to be called a strike. It's only the 8th plate appearance for Elliott. Scored 7 runs. He's been the main courtesy runner, pinch runner, whatever you want to call it this year for Patriots. Good speed on the base pass. Ball's low and in the dirt from Hammond. Runs count 1-1. Elliott's looking for his first base hit of the season. Like I mentioned, limited plate appearances. Only his 8th plate appearance. Good pitch from Hammond on the outside corner. 1-2. That's one of the better pitches we've seen from Hammond so far today. Good location. That'd have been a hard one to hit, even if Elliott had swung the bat. Elliott wanted to swing at that one, but he opted instead not to and runs the count. Showing 2-2 on the board. So deuce is wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bottom of the second. Pitch ruled outside, so it's going to run the count full on Gavin Elliott. Patriots put up a 10 spot back in the first, and that's where we are right now in the second. Nothing doing for the Wolves in the first 2 innings against sophomore right-hander Nash McCreary, who got the start today. Pitch coming from Hammond. Runners going. Ball's outside. So second consecutive walk issued by Hammond. The first to Williams, the second to Elliott. And that's going to bring up Jack Tompkins. So we're going to get Jack Tompkins at the plate instead of Jack Ketchum. So 2 outs in the inning, but back-to-back walks issued by Hammond to Caleb Williams and to Gavin Elliott. And that's going to bring up Jack Tompkins. Third walk of the inning issued by Hammond and second consecutive. Again, that's going to bring up Jack Tompkins. Righty-righty matchup, runners at first and second. Pitch coming. Ball's going to be popped up. Don't think that's going to be in play. It's not. It's going to be fouled back right behind home plate. Tompkins is in search of his first hit of the season, too. This is his 6th plate appearance. Pitch coming. That ball's going to be hit down the right side. That's going to be out of play as well. So Hammond's ahead in the count, 0-2. Jack Tompkins at the plate. 6th hitter of the inning, for the Patriots. Ball's going to be dribbler out to the third baseman. Should make it to first safely, and he does. So again, it's not how hard you hit him, it's where you hit him, and that was kind of a seeing eyes infield single off the bat of Tompkins. It looked like a hard hit single in the box. So bases loaded now. It's going to bring up Colin Cunningham. Sophomore lefty pitch coming. That one's hit straight back into the net. Almost had to feel for Hammond a little bit. Down big in this one, but he's still at the Still out on the mound for Rossville. Pitch coming. That ball's going to be high. 1-1 count on Cunningham. Might be outside. 2-1 count. Colin comes in batting 111. This is his 10th plate appearance. He does have 1 hit. No RBIs, but he's in a great RBI opportunity here with the bases loaded in the bottom half of the second. Pitch coming from Hammond. It's going to be fouled back to the left side. And a lot of 2-2 counts today, 2 outs. Second inning, so Deuce is definitely wild here on this pitch. Righty-lefty matchup with Cunningham at the plate. Hammond on the mound. 3-2 pitch coming. 2-2 pitch coming, excuse me. That's a swinging strike. So Cunningham strikes out for the last out of the inning, So not before 1 run scored, though, on a pair of on 1 hit. That was the infield single off the bat of Tompkins. So 1 run, 1 hit. No errors, and 3 men left on base. So through 2 innings here at Trip Carson Field, game 1 of the day's doubleheader, Heritage leads 11-0. We'll try to get some of these positions, see some of the new guys out. Who's where at some of these positions. I'll try to get that figured out for you. We're going to have a new pitcher as well. Colin Cunningham is going to be your new pitcher. Get some numbers on him in a second as well. Should be, I have right fielder Alex Stone leading off for the Wolves. See if I can find some numbers on Cunningham for you. Yeah, Caleb also comes in, Colin comes in 2-2. This is 12th appearance of the season, 3.3, an even ERA of 3. 23 1/3 innings pitched, allowed 19 hits, 18 runs, 10 of those have been earned, 26 strikeouts against 19 walks. Lefty pitcher, this is my first time to see him pitch. I've called a few games this year, but this is the first action that I've seen from him. Heard a lot of good things about him. Looking forward to watching him pitch in the top half of the third here. 11 runs, 9 hits, no errors so far for the Patriots. No runs, no hits, and they've got 1 error on the board, but I think it's more than that. Colin Cunningham, again, on the mound. Yeah, and indeed, Alex Stone, the right fielder, is going to lead off here at the top of the third. This team down 11-0. First pitch from Cunningham is going to be a strike. Breaking pitch is also going to be in there for a strike. Stone's a little bitty guy, too. Probably going to be pretty hard to throw strikes, even though Cunningham is up in the count. 0-2 so far. 9-hole hitter for the Wolves, Alex Stone. Pitch coming. Swinging strike. So Cunningham faces 1 batter, strikes out 1 batter. A 6th strikeout of the afternoon recorded by Patriot pitching. Nash McCurry got the start. He had 5 strikeouts through 2 innings, struck out 2 in the first, 3 in the second. And now Colin Cunningham on in relief for McCurry gets his first batter, Stone, on a strikeout. Swinging first pitch there to Mark Hammond, your leadoff hitter. Hammond flew out to right field on the first pitch from McCreary in today's game. So this is second at bat. Lefty-lefty matchup. Good pitch from Cunningham. Called a strike. 0-2 count. On Rossville leadoff hitter Mark Hammond. It's also been your pitcher today. Breaking ball, good pitch there. Gets Hammond to strike out, swinging. 2 batters, two strikeouts for Cunningham since entering in relief of McCreary. It's going to bring up your shortstop, Hayden Miller. He's also going to bat from the left side. He struck out looking back in the first. That pitch is going to be a ball. Rossville still looking for their first hit. They've had a couple base runners, but no hits yet. Breaking pitch, nope. 2-0 count. Barr, who'll be up next, walked back in the first. Salters also walked. So they've had 2 base runners, but no hit so far. That one's going to be a checked swing, foul back into the net behind home plate. So Cunningham is 1 pitch away from striking out the side. Here in the top half of the third. Pitch coming. That ball's going to be out to second base. Backhanded. It's going to be booted, but yeah, no, he's going to be safe. So let's see what game changer they give them. Yeah, they are going to rule that a hit. So Miller's going to be awarded a single. It'll be an infield single. So that indeed will be their first hit of the game. It's going to bring up catcher Brady Barr. Like I mentioned just a minute ago, he drew a walk back in the first against McCreary. So he's going to be his second at bat, first of the game against Cunningham. Pitch coming. That's going to be a little dribbler down the right side. It's going to be foul, though. So Miller down at first base after the first hit. Infield single. Like that was a generous ruling, but nonetheless, infield single for Miller. He's down at first base. Colin Cunningham, the lefty, sophomore lefty on the mound for the Patriots. Brady Barr at the plate. Pitch is outside. That ball's flying up down these. Oh, it's going to be in play. It's going to drop. Looked like the wind had a little bit to do with that ball. It just kind of misplayed it out there and left. And so they're going to give him a hit. It's hit also. Did not hit the glove. We'll give Barr a single out to left. So now back-to-back singles after 2 strikeouts to start the evening inning. It's going to bring up your center fielder Bryson Shivers. Shivers struck out back in the first. Again, we've got new players everywhere out in the field. I believe that was I think that was Tylen Wicks out in left. Just kind of misjudged that one. That ball's going to be fly out to center. That ball's hit in the gap. That's going to score 2 runs. Good job of hitting there by Shivers. Good throw in. He's going to try to take third, actually. Ball's coming in. It'll be a bang-bang play at third. He's ruled safe. So great job of hitting there by Bryson Shivers. Went shopping in the gap in right center. And it's going to be a 2 RBI triple for Shivers. So not only do the Wolves get their first hit of the afternoon, they get their first couple runs of the afternoon. So now it's 11-2 Heritage. 2 outs, top half of the third. First pitch from Cunningham's fouled off by your left fielder, Bo Watts. Watts also struck out to lead off the second. Breaking pitch, good pitch from Cunningham. Yep, strike 3. So Watts strikes out for the third out of the inning. So Cunningham comes in and actually strikes out 3 batters, but gives up the 2 runs on the triple in the gap off the batter Bryson Shivers. So 2 runs on 3 hits, had 3 consecutive hits, had the infield single from Hayden Miller, had the single to Brady Barr, and then the triple off the bat of Shivers. So 2 runs on 3 hits, no errors, and 1 man left on base. So that's going to take us to the bottom half of the 3rd inning now, with Heritage leading this one 11-2. McCreary, Fowler, and Avery are due up. I'm not sure that's who's going to bat, but those are the 3 batters that are due up for Heritage here in the bottom half of the 3rd inning. 10 runs in the first, 1 in the second for Heritage. The Wolves just responded with their first 2 runs of the afternoon in the top half of the 3rd. So that's where we stand, 11-2. Nash McCreary started the game for Heritage. Colin Cunningham came on in relief in that last inning for Heritage. Got a new pitcher, looks like, for Rossville. It's going to be a right-hander. That's going to be Bo Watts. So Watts started this game off in left field. He's going to come to the mound now to start off the 3rd. So you can close the book on starter Mark Hammond. Bo Watts now on in relief for the Wolves. I don't know if Bo's originally from from Louisiana or not, but he spells his name, instead of B-O, it's B-E-A-U-X. So Bo Watts on the mound now for the Wolves. Bryce Bolin is going to be the hitter. This is a freshman outfielder pitcher for Heritage. See if he's got any previous at-bats. Ball's popped up. It's going to it was actually in play. The catcher tried to make a good play on it, but ran out of real estate and was not able to get there. Pitch from Watts is a ball. So this is actually Bolin's 2nd at bat. A little off-speed pitch, swung through that one, so runs the count at 1-2. Watts is a righty. That ball hits in the dirt, so 2-2 count. Fifth consecutive, pinch hitter for Heritage, leading 11-2 in this one. First game of today's doubleheader. Pitch coming. Fouled straight back. Bryce Bolin at the plate. Facing Rossville reliever Bo Watts. First batter for Watts since entering the game here in the bottom half of this inning. That was a ball as well. So 3-2 count. I think the first base umpire thought that was going to be ball 4. He did a little trot. Now he'll go over there. Yep, first base. So that's going to be a walk. Bolin gets a walk. He's going to trot down to first base. So Watts' first batter he faces is Bolin. He walks Bolin. Bolin's down at first base now. Charlie Fowler's due up, but this is going to be Presley Gaskin, freshman infielder. He's obviously going to be. He started out at second base. He'll get his first at bat of the afternoon. Pitch from Watts is high, 1-0. That's also going to be a ball. Presley's got 2 hits, 2 RBIs, and scored a pair of runs so far this year. It's going to be his 27th at-bat of the season. Breaking pitch and their first strike from Watts. 2-1 count, runner at first base. Heritage leading 11-2. Game 1 of today's doubleheader. That pitch is going to be high as well. Three-one count to Bolin. To Gaskin. Bolin's down at first after the walk. Fouled that one off. Left side. Gaskin at the plate. Pitch coming. That's going to be low in the dirt, so Gaskin's going to draw a walk as well. So Bolin led off the inning with the walk, followed by another walk to Gaskin. It's going to bring up Matt Thompson, senior outfielder, with runners on at first and second, no outs. That ball is fouled straight back. This is Thompson's second at-bat on the season. 0-1 pitch coming from Watts. Breaking pitch in there, 0-2. Good pitch from Watts. Swinging strike 3, so Thompson goes down on strike. So after walking the first 2 batters of the evening, Watts comes back and gets his first strikeout since entering the game. It's going to bring up Cooper Long, 6'2" sophomore. And first pitch from Watts hits Cooper Long, so he's going to take his base down to first base. So after the hit by pitch, the bases are now loaded with 1 out, and that's going to bring up Tylen Wicks, the senior outfielder. So Wicks at the plate, Watts on the mound. 1 out, bases loaded, bottom half of the 3rd inning. That pitch is going to be high. Second at bat of the season for Tylen. He actually he's 1 for 1 with 1 RBI. Swinging strike on the breaking pitch from Watts. A pretty big cut there from Tylen on that breaking ball. Just wasn't able to make contact. The ball's inside. 2-1 count. Again, bases loaded. Tylen Wicks at the plate for Heritage. That was going to be fouled back to the right side. Tylen, of course, his first year at Heritage. He transferred over from West Point. Had a really good basketball season for us. Now at the plate, breaking pitch outside, so the count's going to run full. 3-2, bases loaded. He's already got 1 JUCO offer. I think he's still kind of looking at some other places, and we'll see what happens with there. But Tylen will indeed play college basketball somewhere. Breaking pitch, that's going to be a ball to Wicks. So Wicks draws a walk. It's going to be the 3rd walk of the inning, Keep doing that. Issued by Bo Watts. Another run scores for the Patriots. So that's going to be 12-2 now. It's going to bring up Caleb Williams. Caleb walked back in the second, so this is his second at bat. Pitch coming from Watts is going to be high. Again, good RBI opportunity here with the bases loaded. Pitch coming, breaking pitch from Watts. It's a nice pitch, 1-1. Again, the wind's blowing out to right. That pitch is down in the dirt. Brady Barr, the catcher for Rossville, has had a very busy afternoon so far behind the plate. That ball is ripped down the left side, but that's going to be in the foul territory. So good, healthy cut there from Williams. He's just way ahead of it. Hopefully he can straighten this one out in fair territory somewhere. Umpire calls time. Caleb's going to get back into the box. Walk back in the second inning. Pitch coming. That ball's going to be outside as well. So Watts the struggle with control. Has already got 3 walks in the inning. Also hit a batter. Bases loaded, 1 out. Full count to Caleb Williams. That ball is going to be hit down the third base line. The third baseman gets it, steps on the plate. He thinks it's 3 outs, but it's actually only the second out of the inning. I think he thought it was 3 outs. Don't really blame the young man. It's been a long, not even through 3 innings yet. Caleb Williams grounds out to third base. So now it's going to be 2 outs in the inning. Run did score on that. So now it's 13-2. Gavin Elliott's his second at bat. He walked back in the second as well. So Wicks down at second. Caleb Williams down at first. 2 outs. Gavin Elliott at the plate. Watts on the mound for Rossville. Pitch coming. Breaking pitch going to be high. Swinging strike. Looking down on that one, he walked. Did he get hit or? I think he walked on that. We'll give him a walk. Jack Tompkins is going to get another at-bat. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Pitch coming. It's going to be a strike. Tompkins singled back in the second. Pitch coming. Again, fouled that one back. Run rule is in effect. Not quite there yet. Here just leading 13-2 here in the bottom of the third, looking for more. Bases loaded. Pitch coming. It's going to be high. Elliott at first. Williams at second. Wicks at third. Tompkins at the plate. Well, it's going to be popped up on the infield over to first base. First baseman, and he catches it. So should be the third out of the inning, and it is. So Tompkins flies out to first base. So 2 runs, actually no hits, no errors, and 3 men left on base there in the third. So through 3 innings, Heritage leads Rossville 13-2. We've had a couple pitchers for Heritage. We'll see who makes their way out on the mound to start to pitch the top half of the fourth. It isn't going to be Colin Cunningham. So Nash McCrary started this one, pitched 2 innings. Cunningham came on in the third and actually gave up 2 runs, but struck out 3. McCrary did not allow a hit in his 2 innings on the mound and recorded 5 strikeouts. Did issue 2 walks. But did not give up a hit, and no runs, obviously, either. So a good 2 innings of work from Nash McCrary. And should get the win in this one and improve to 3-2. If Heritage can hold on here, and I would expect that they would, barring some crazy unforeseen set of circumstances, they would even their record at 12-12 and move to 3-4 in district play with the hopes of moving to 13-12 overall and 4-4 in district play with hopefully a win in game 2. Still in game 1 though. First baseman Quentin Salters, who just got they recorded the last out of the 3rd inning, is going to lead off the 4th here for the Wolves. Salters walked back in the 2nd against McCrary. Good pitch from Cunningham. 0-2 count on Salters. Top half of the 4th. Swings, the ball's back to the backstop. That's not going to be Charlie, but it makes the throw down to first base for the out. It's actually going to be Bryce Boland now behind the plate for Heritage. So Salters strikes out to lead the 4th against Cunningham. Should bring up your second baseman, Preston Wheeler. First pitch from Cunningham is a strike. Wheeler struck out in the 2nd. So this is his 2nd at bat. First time to face Cunningham, who came on in the 3rd in relief of starter McCrary. That ball is going to be to right field, and it's going to be down for a hit. Cooper was kind of in no man's land at first. He was trying to get the out on the little bloop single. Didn't make his way back to first base. So no out there. Good piece of hitting there by Preston Wheeler. Gets the single to right off of Cunningham. So after getting no hits through the first 2 innings, that's going to be the 4th hit of the game and the 4th in the last 2 innings for Rossville. Got 3 consecutive hits back in the 3rd to record their first two runs of this game. So 2 runs on 4 hits, and it's more than 1 error for the Wolves to this point, and 13 runs, 9 hits, no errors for the Patriots. That ball is going to be first pitch going to be a ball. So 2-0 count on your third baseman, Zach Silver. Silver also struck out back in the 2nd. Pitch coming from Cunningham. It's going to be low. 3-0, runner at first. Preston Wheeler, who just got the little bloop single to right field. That's going to be a good pitch from Cunningham. After falling down in the count, behind in the count, runs it down to 3-1. Thought that was 3-2. Lefty Cunningham facing the right-handed batter, Zach Silver. Pitch coming. It's going to pitch back to Cunningham. Cunningham's going to go to second for the first out, but the Patriots try to turn the double play, but cannot get the runner going to first. Silver was too fast. So Silver reaches on a fielder's choice. Runner out at second base. That's going to bring up Alex Stone, who struck out in the third. Going to be a soft grounder. It's going to get to the second baseman. Can he make a play? Yeah, makes a play over the first. That was easy. Stone did not have a lot of speed going down the first. So easy play at second base. So no runs on one hit, no errors, and one left on base for Rossville in the top half of the fourth against Cunningham. Not sure who's going to come up to bat for Heritage. We may see Coach Haynes take a bat. Who knows? Seeing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, so 9 straight. I guess you call them pinch hitters, but subs or what have you for Heritage. Comfortably ahead in this one, 13-2. Missed the extra point. Rossville got a safety somewhere along the line. 13-2, bottom half of the fourth inning. Bo Watts back on the mound for the Wolves. Colin Cunningham is going to lead off for the Patriots. Let's see what Colin did in his first at bat. I didn't write down what he did. Anyway, he's going to lead off the bottom half of the fourth. Pitch coming from Watts. It's going to be a strike. Good pitch. (13-2) lead. Heritage ahead. Pitch coming from Watts. Going to be outside. Bottom half of the fourth inning. I think that pitch was outside, but Cunningham took a hack at it. Missed it. Falls behind in the count, 1-2. That ball's going to be popped up. Going to be misplayed there in right field. It's kind of right between the second baseman and the right fielder, and second baseman gave way to the right fielder, but the right fielder was not able to come up with it. Looks like they gave Cunningham a single. Felt like that should have been an error, but on Game Changer it's ruled a single, so we'll give Cunningham a single. He's pitching, so there's going to be a runner for him at first base. A lot of substitutions here, a lot of movement. A lot of people getting playing time in game one today. That pitch is a ball. Bryce Boland at the plate. This is his second at bat of the game. I've got him with a walk back in the third. Pitch is low. Get to see a number there. That's Brady Kimbrell is going to be your runner. He's going to take second base on the wild pitch. Going to get a runner at first, another runner at first base also in the form of Lex Wagner. So Kimbrell at second, Wagner at first. No outs. That ball's going to be ripped by Gaskin to left field. Runners holding it at third, so bases are going to be loaded. Good job of hitting there by Presley. So Presley's going to get his first hit of the day and third hit on the season. It's going to bring up Matt Thompson, who fouls the first pitch back. Bases loaded, no outs. Bottom half of the fourth inning. Ball's in the dirt, evens up the count, 1-1. Bo Watts on the mound for Rossville. Matt Thompson at the plate for Heritage. Bases loaded. Pitch coming from Watts. That's going to be a ball. Looked like Thompson wanted to swing at that one, laid off. 2-1 count. Does offer that one, swings and misses, so 2-2 count. Watts is not throwing overly hard. It looks like it's kind of a little bit hard to kind of get the timing down on this pitch. Pitch coming. Ooh, it's gonna hit him, right? Yep. So Thompson gets hit by a pitch. He's going to trot down the first base. Run's going to score. So that's going to actually be is it going to be a walk-off? Yeah. Walk-off hit by pitch. So I guess that's what we're going to do. So we'll call it 14-2 as the final. I guess that's right. We'll roll with that. So Heritage wins game one, 14-2. Even their record at 12-12 overall and 3-4 in district play. And we'll probably take a 15, 20-minute break between games. We'll get the lineups for both teams and give those to you when we come back on the air. Welcome back, Trip Carson Field. Getting ready for game 2 of today's doubleheader. Heritage, of course, won the first game 14-2. Had a big first inning, plated 10 runs there, and got off to a good start and finished that game off. So we're about to start game 2. I thought Spencer Singley was going to start. That's what Coach Romano had kind of told me earlier today. But instead, Presley Gaskin is going to get the start, the freshman right-hander. He comes in with an 0-1 record, 5.68 ERA, 12 1/3 innings pitched, allowed 20 hits, 13 runs, 10 of those earned, struck out 6 with 4 walks. So he'll get the start on the mound here in game 2 of today's doubleheader for the Patriots. Lineup looks exactly the same for Rossville. Of course, they'll have a different pitcher, but they'll lead off with Mark Hammond. He's going to catch this game 2 after pitching game 1. So you go catcher Mark Hammond. Shortstop's going to be Hayden Miller. The pitcher's going to be Brady Barr. Center fielder Bryson Shivers. Second baseman Bo Watts, who finished off that first game on the mound. First base is Quentin Salters. Left fielder is going to be Preston Wheeler. Third baseman is going to be Zach Seiler, I guess. I said Silver game 1, but it looked like it's Seiler, S-I-L-E-R. And then your right fielder, Alex Stone. So that's the lineup for Rossville in game 2 to face freshman right-hander Presley Gaskin. His first pitch to Hammond is a strike. So first pitch of game 2 is at 6:28. Again, Heritage won the first game today earlier, 14-2 with a 10 spot in the first inning. Second pitch coming from Gaskin. That ball is laced out to left center field. That's going to be at least a single for Hammond. And, yeah, he will stay at first base. Good job by Trey there in center fielder getting that ball back in to hold Hammond to a single. So hard hit ball, hard hit single to left center from Hammond to start off game 2. So it took, I think the Wolves didn't get their first hit of game 1 until the third inning, but they go ahead and start game 2 off, get their first hit out of the way with the first batter. Second batter also going to be a single. That's Hayden Miller. That ball's out to right, fielded by Thompson, who's getting the start in right in game 2. So back-to-back singles, first from Mark Hammond and now from Hayden Miller to start off the top part of the first inning for the Wolves. It's going to bring up your pitcher, Brady Barr. So after catching game 1, Barr's going to now pitch in game 2. He walked in the first and singled in the third of game 1. First at bat of game 2, breaking pitch from Gaskin's going to be outside. So Gaskin starts Barr off with a ball after giving up back-to-back singles to start this game by Hammond and Miller. They're at first and second base respectively. Pitch coming. That's going to be high and tight, 2-0. That ball is going to be popped up. That's going to be straightaway center. Rainey backed up a few steps, but then came in to make the catch with no problem. So Barr flies out to center. Rainey makes the catch, out 1. So runners going to stay at first and second. That's going to bring up your cleanup hitter, center fielder Bryson Shivers for the Wolves. Shivers had of course, he had the big triple in the gap, brought in the 2 runs that the Wolves scored in game 1 back in the third inning. Struck out in the first, so he's 1 for 2 on the evening, getting his first bat here. Ground ball to third base, Ketchum fills it, steps on the bag at third, tries to get the out at first, but not in time. So Shivers beats the play out at first, but good play by Jack nonetheless. Steps on third base to get out number 2. Gets Shivers out on the ground out. Actually, Shivers is going to reach on the fielder's choice, excuse me. He gets the out at third. So now runners at first and second, 2 outs. Brings up your second baseman, Bo Watts. First pitch, swinging. A good pitch there from the Gaskins. Good breaking pitch from Gaskins. Runs the count 0-2. Runners at first and second. Hammond aboard with the single. Miller aboard with the single. So they started off this game with back-to-back singles. Gaskin got Barr to fly out, and then Shivers reached on her fielder's choice. Breaking pitch. It's going to be outside. So 1-2. Freshman right-hander Presley Gaskin on the mound here to start game 2 of today's doubleheader. Pitch coming. Nice pitch there. Gets Watts chasing. So Gaskin gets his first strikeout of the afternoon. So no runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 men left on base in the top half of the first inning for Rossville. So we'll go to the bottom half of the first inning. We'll give you the lineup for the homestanding Patriots. Starting in center field and leading off is going to be your senior Trey Rainey. A little switch in the lineup. Charlie's going to move up. He's going to be at in the second hole today. Still catching. Jack Ketchum stays at third base, stays in that third hole. McCrary again is your cleanup hitter. And he started the game 1. I give you his numbers earlier. He got the win. So he'll go back to second base for this game 2. Cooper Long gets the start at first base. Singley now, he goes back to the outfield. He's going to be in left after starting off game 1 at first base. Stripling again at shortstop. And then again, Presley Gaskin as your pitcher, the freshman pitcher. And then Matt Thompson, the senior, draws the start in right. So Rainey, Fowler, Ketchum, McCrary, Long, Singley, Stripling, Gaskin, and Thompson is your lineup for Heritage here in game 2 of today's doubleheader. That's the lineup that will face Rossville starter Brady Barr. I apologize, I don't have any stats on Brady, but he will be the game 2 starter for Rossville. Looking back to that first game, Trey Rainey got a walk, stole the pair of bases, and then had an RBI single before the pinch hitting carousel kind of started there. So that was only his only 2 at bats, but he did get an RBI single, stole a couple bases, and always good to see Trey get on base. He's got good speed, makes things happen when he gets on the base pass, and we'll see what he can do here to start off the bottom half of the first inning for the Patriots. 14-2 winners in game 1 of this doubleheader. District 1 5A doubleheader. Coach Romano's down at third base. Coach Haynes hasn't made his way over to first, but I'm sure he'll jog down here shortly. Barr's first pitch to Rainey was low for a ball, so 1-0 count. Second pitch is also a ball, so 2-0 count. Leadoff hitter Trey Rainey. Gave you his numbers back in game 1. I don't have those updated, but I can give you those coming into today. That pitch is also going to be a ball, so 3-0 count. Trey comes in. We started the day batting .288. He indeed draws a walk as that pitch gets away from the catcher. Like I said, a little change in the lineup. We normally see Aiden Westmoreland batting in the 2 spot, but for this game, it's going to be your catcher, Charlie Fowler, with Rainey at first. I would imagine he would probably take off on this first pitch, if not a little bit later. And he does take off, throw down. It's going to be safe. Slides in safely. So Rainey gets his first stolen base of this game, 3rd of the afternoon, because he had back-to-back back-to-back stolen bases in game 1. So now he's in scoring position for sophomore catcher Charlie Fowler. Swinging, fouls that one back. Look back and see what Charlie did in the first game. He walked in his first at bat, and then he had a single in his second at bat. So he only had the two 2 at-bats in game 1. First at bat of game 2. Trey takes off to third, gets out easily. The ball gets away from the catcher. Trey kind of thinks about it, but he kind of moseys back to third base. So he was already standing on third base pretty much when the ball got to home plate. So I'm going to give him a stolen base, even though technically that may not be right. 1-2 pitch. That ball is high on Charlie, evens the count at 2-2. Trey Rainey at first base after drawing a walk, stealing second, and then taking third. Pitch coming. That ball is deep to left field. That's going to get over the left fielder's head. It's going to roll all the way to the fence in left field. Rainey's going to score easily. With the play ahead of him, Charlie elected to stay at second, and that was the smart play. So good piece of hitting there by Charlie. Gets the first hit of game 2 for Heritage. Going to be a double to left field. That's going to bring up your senior third baseman, Jack Ketchum. Again, Jack, we normally see Jack pitching in game 1 of these doubleheaders, but he did not. He's not going to pitch tonight. Did not pitch in game 1. Is not expected to pitch in game 2. Takes a strike, first pitch from Barr. I think they're going to practice tomorrow and have a little inter-squad type deal, and Jack's supposed to pitch tomorrow to kind of get his pitches in for this week. That ball is going to be grounded hard to the shortstop. It's going to be off of his glove. And they were very generous in the rulings in game 1, and looks like they're going to do the same in game 2. So Jack's he's awarded a hit. We'll give Jack an infield single. To me, that's got to be an error. But either way, it's going to bring up sophomore second baseman Nash McCrary. Runners at first and second. No outs. Patriots already leading 1-0 in this one. Ball gets away from the catcher, but not far enough for the runners to go. That pitch is high also from Barr. Charlie Fowler at second base, who had the RBI double early in this frame to bring home Trey Rainey, who had walked. Jack Ketchum, infield single. He's at first base. Pitch from Barr is a strike to Nash McCrary. Told you Nash won game 1, pitched 2 good innings. No runs and no hits. Struck out 5 with a pair of walks. So he improves his record to 3-2 on the year. Looking for a base hit now at the plate. Swinging, fouls that one straight back. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 on. We're early in game 2 of today's District 1 5A doubleheader. Visiting Rossville Christian versus your homestanding Heritage Academy Patriots. Pitch coming. It's going to be single to right field. Should score 1 run at least. Yeah, the right fielder gets the ball back in, so there's going to be runners at the corners. Good job of hitting by Nash McCrary. Gets a single to right. Gets an RBI. Makes the score now 2-0 here in the first inning. So runners at the corners now with Cooper Long, who draws the start tonight at first base. So sophomore first baseman Cooper Long at the plate. Brady Barr on the mound for Rossville. Heritage staked out to a 2-0 lead here in the first inning of game 2. Runners at the corners. First pitch coming from Barr. Ball is going to be outside, and the runner takes second base easily. So Nash McCrary gets the stolen base. So now both runners in scoring position at second and third for Cooper Long. That ball is going to be fouled off to the right side. Cooper did not start back in game 1, but he did come in and get a couple plate appearances with the Patriots leading big. That ball's popped up on the infield. No, it's going to get out to center field. Center fielder making a play on it, gets underneath it. That's going to be off of his glove. The run's going to score. And the way that things have scored tonight, they're going to give him a hit. So we'll give Cooper Long a single. to center field. Run scores. Make it 3-0 now. Going to bring up senior left fielder Spencer Singley. Singley's very versatile, kind of like he is in basketball. You can just kind of put him at a lot of different positions. He laces that one out into right field. That's going to be an RBI single. The Long's going to take third on the play. Good job of running there. So another single by the Patriots, going to push the score to 4-0. So that's 5 straight hits in this inning. Trey Rainey led off the inning with a walk. Fowler doubled, Ketchum singled, McCreary singled, Long singled, and now Singley singled. So it makes the score 4-0. Runners at the corners. Junior shortstop Dalton Stripling at the plate. Barr's first pitch going to be low, and the runner takes second base easily. So now runners at Spencer Singley takes second. So he's at second, Long at third. Still no outs. Heritage leading 4-0. Pitch coming from Barr. That's going to get away from the catcher, but Long's going to stay at third base and not try to score on the play. Stripling is the 7th batter of the inning for the Patriots. Still in the bottom half of the first, leading 4-0. Looking for more here with no outs. Runners at second and third. Stripling at the plate. Good pitch from Barr. That had a little extra velocity on it. In there for a strike. 2-1 count to Stripling, the junior shortstop. That ball's high. 3-1. I think Presley Gaskin should be on deck. Today's starting pitcher. Pitch coming from Barr. That one's fouled off. Pitch looked a little bit outside. He kind of went for it and then somehow kind of fouled it off to the third base side. Pitch coming from Barr. That's going to be high. So Stripling draws a walk, and that's going to load the bases for Presley Gaskin. So as they say here, Gaskin's pitching. He can help his own calls here with bases loaded and no outs in the bottom half of the first inning. First pitch from Barr is a little high. It was across the plate, but it was high. Brady Barr on the mound for Rossville. Again, we talked about it in the first game. This is a very young Rossville team that's here in Columbus today. Second pitch from Barr is also a ball. 2-0 count, bases loaded. They come in 0-5 in district play. Got swept by Mac Heights and then dropped a pair to Bio also. Lost game 1 of this doubleheader, so they're now 0-6 in district play. 3-0 count. Got to throw a strike here. It's going to be another run. Thought that may be a strike, but it was not. It was ruled a ball. So back-to-back walks now by Stripling and Gaskin. Run scores. So he technically gets an RBI for that. 5-0 Patriots. Now it's going to bring up senior right fielder Matt Thompson, who gets to start in right field. I guess technically, say he walked off game 1 by getting hit by a pitch. Swings at the first pitch from Barr. It's going to be a strike. Haven't heard anybody say that before. Walked off, hit by pitch. Second pitch coming from Barr. That's going to be a ball. 1-1. Base is still loaded. Talon Wicks is going to be the pinch runner, courtesy runner over down at first base. Swinging strike 2. Barr works ahead in the count. 1-2. Thompson at the plate. Barr working out of the full windup. The base is loaded. Good job by the catcher there, scooping that one up and not allowing it to get past him. It was a ball, so 2-2 count. 9-hole hitter Matt Thompson up at the plate, starting off today's game in right field. That's going to be a ball as well, so 3-2 count. Good eye there by Matt. Stripling walk, Gaskin walk, so back-to-back walks. Loaded the bases. Barr comes back with a good pitch, is able to strike out Thompson swinging. So Barr gets his first strikeout of the night. And we're going to go back to the top of the lineup. It's going to be leadoff hitter, your center fielder, Trey Rainey. Rainey got this whole inning started with a walk, stole a couple bases, and then came in to score on the double to left off the bat of Charlie Fowler. First pitch from Barr is going to be high, ball one. So three walks in the inning by Heritage. That's also going to be a ball. 5 consecutive hits strung together at one point. 5-0 lead. Pitch coming from Barr. That ball is high as well. His hat comes off. Looks like he's a little frustrated. I'm not sure if something's a little miscommunication between him and the catcher, Mark Hammond. Hammond, of course, started game one and took the loss in that game. I'm not sure what they're discussing, but they're having a little short, brief discussion out near the mound. Nowhere to put Rainey, 3-0 count. I'm not sure if Trey will have the green light or not. We'll find out shortly. Not going to get a chance to see because that ball was high. So Rainey gets his second walk of the game. That's going to push across the 6th run of the night for Heritage. The bases are still going to be loaded. We're going to have a meeting at the mound. I'm not sure if we're going to get a pitching change or not. Charlie Fowler is going to be at the plate. Charlie ripped a double to left field in his first at bat to drive in the first run of the evening. Yep. So no pitching change. Barr's going to stay on the mound. Rossville may. I'm sure they're shorthanded on pitching. I'm not sure what that looks like. Once you move past Barr. But either way, Fowler at the plate. Like I said, he doubled to left field. Ball rolled all the way to the wall. Drove in Rainey, who had stolen a couple bases after leading off the game with a walk. Pitch coming from Barr. Ooh. A little like a strike. A lot of times you get games like this, and they're the blowout variety, and the strike zone gets a little bit wider, but that has not been the case here. Maybe I'm just not seeing it right, but that one looked like a strike too, maybe a little bit high. Either way, 2-0 count on Fowler. Bases loaded. A little bit high there as well. Barr is visibly frustrated. I think he feels like a couple of those may have been strikes. That one is definitely not. That one's down in the dirt. So that's going to be a walk. Going to bring in run number 7. So 7-0 Heritage. Still in the first inning. Charlie gets another RBI with the bases loaded walk. Brings up third baseman Jack Ketchum, the senior. Jack was awarded an infield single earlier in this inning. So this is his second at bat in the inning. Bases still loaded. Pitch from Barr is high. Wicks at third. Rainey at second and Fowler at first. Pitch coming. That ball's going to be fouled off to the right side. Rossville used 2 pitchers in game 1. And Barr is the only pitcher used so far in this game. We're still in the first inning. That pitch to catch him is high. So 2-1 count. Much like in game one when the Patriots put a 10 spot up on the board in the first inning. Another big first inning for the Patriots again here in game two. Ball 3 to catch him. Base is still loaded. Twelfth batter of the evening, second time up for Ketchum in this inning. That's going to be a ball as well. So Jack draws the walk, pushes across the 8th run of the evening. So 8-0 now. Going to bring up sophomore second baseman Nash McCreary. Nash had an RBI single that drove in the second run of tonight's game earlier in this inning. So he gets his second at-bat of the inning. His second bat against Barr. Pitch coming. That ball is going to be down in the dirt. He starts him off with a ball. A lot of walks, a lot of hits in this inning. Added up to 8 runs so far with 1 out. That's going to be a ball as well. Barr kind of shrugs his shoulders like, hey, what do I have to do here to get a strike? That ball is going to be foul back off to the right side. 6 walks in the first inning so far. That ball is going to be popped up. It's going to be on the infield. It's going to be an infield fly rule, so that's going to be an automatic out. So McCreary is going to be out. It's going to bring up sophomore first baseman Cooper Long. Cooper had a single to center field earlier this inning. Two outs, pitch coming. That was a strike, too long. Ketchum at first, Fowler at second, and Rainey at third. Pitched along is high, 1-1. Heritage leads 8-0. First inning, game 2 of today's doubleheader. Patriots looking for more. That pitch is high. Rainey's going to stay at third. Charlie walks back to second. Jack stays at first. That ball is high as well. 3-1 count. Barr keeps losing his hat on some of these pitches. Breaking pitch there. Cooper didn't want to commit, but did commit. So it's ruled a strike. 3-2 count. 2 outs, bases loaded. Pitch coming from Barr, long at the plate. Runners get started. That's going to be ball 4. Too long. So another walk issued by Barr, this time to Cooper Long. Long's going to take first base. Run scores. To make it 9-0. So 19 runs combined in the first inning of game 1 and the first inning here of game 2. It's going to bring up Spencer Singleaves draws the start in left field, and in this game he had a single earlier in the inning, drove in a run. And gets his second at-bat of the evening against Barr. 2 outs, bases loaded, Singley at the plate. Barr just cannot find the strike zone now. He's issued 7 walks so far in this first inning. Now he falls behind on the count to Singley 3-0. 7 walks, 5 hits. It's equaled 9 runs so far. Patriots looking to add on some more. Good pitch from Barr right there. So he brings the count 3-2 on Singley. Or 3-1, excuse me. That pitch is high as well. So Singley draws a walk. Run scores. So that's 20 runs now in the first inning of the 2 games today for the Patriots. So single RBI in the first for Singley. Now he draws a walk later here in the first for another RBI. And that may be it for Barr. I'm not sure. It looks like it. So there will be a pitching change. Looks maybe like center fielder Bryson Shivers may be coming in to pitch. We'll double check on that, but I think that's accurate. Yeah, that's right. So Shivers is going to come in to pitch. We're going to take a few warm-up tosses here before we get started back up. Looks like Barr may take his. They may just change spots with Barr going to center field, or maybe in left. Either way, he's going to be in the outfield. He's talking to the other umpire right now, looking like, "Hey, what's the strike zone?" He's getting an explanation from the up in the outfield. So another big first inning for Heritage, just like in game 1. Already a pitching change. Barr didn't make it out of the first inning. So he issued 8 walks. He got 8 walks, 5 hits, have added up to 10 runs in this first inning. Bryson Shivers is now on the mound for the Wolves, taking his warm-up tosses. As Dalton Stripling awaits his turn at bat. Stripling will be the 16th batter of this first inning. He should get maybe 1 or 2 more warm-up tosses, and then we'll be ready to get this game back underway. Bryson Shivers now on the mound for Rossville. He's facing his first batter. It's going to be Dalton Stripling. Bases loaded. That ball is flown out to left center. Barr's underneath, and he does indeed come down with the catch. So finally that inning is over, but not before Heritage puts a 10 spot on the board. So after 1, Heritage is going to take a 10-0 lead as we head to the top of the second inning. So 10 runs, 5 hits. I don't have any errors. A lot of walks. And 3 men left on base. Prescott Gaskin back out on the mound for top half of the second. Worked his way through the first inning. He gave up back-to-back singles to start this game, did the freshman. Hammond had a single to the left. Miller followed with another single. But he was able to then get Barr to fly out. And Shivers reached on a fielder's choice, and then he struck out Watts to end the inning. So due up for the Wolves, first baseman Quentin Salters, left fielder Preston Wheeler, and third baseman Zach Seiler. Like I said, I read that Silver, the first time, that's what it looked like on the scorecard. I don't have a roster of any sort. Of course, the Wolves only brought 11 players with them. Look back to game 1 and see what Salters did. He was officially 0 for 1. He had a walk in the second inning and then struck out in the 4th of game 1. Again, we're in game 2. We're in the early going. The Patriots put up a 10 spot in the bottom half of the first. Lead this one 10-0 going to the top of the second. Salters leads off for the Wolves. Presley Gaskin, the freshman right-hander, on the mound for Heritage. Heritage won game 1, 14-2. Looking to record another victory here in game 2 and get the sweep. Again, there will be no game 3. Usually these district series are 3-game series with 2 at one place and 1 at the other, but I think these teams have talked it over, and unless it's a need be at the end of the year, there will be no game 3 in this series. Gaskin starts off Salters with a strike. That ball's out to second base. Second baseman gets it, throws it over to first base. Routine play, routine out. Good job there. So Salters grounds out to second base. That's McCrary down at second, makes a routine play. It's going to bring up your left fielder, Preston Wheeler. It's going to be grounded out. Jackson will cut it off there and throw it across his body. Nice play by Jack Ketchum over at third base. You know, Jack obviously is a really good pitcher, but he does a good job at third base too, fielding his position there. So Wheeler's on the ground out to third. I thought that would make it to the shortstop, but Jack kind of, going to his glove side, makes the play and throws it over to first base. It's going to bring up your third baseman, Zach Seiler. 2 outs in the inning. First pitch from Gaston is going to be a strike. Seiler struck out and reached on the fielder's choice in game 1. Swinging strike 2. 8-hole hitter for the Wolves, Zach Seiler. Down in the count, 0-2 against the freshman. Right-hander, Presley Gaskin. Pitch coming. Strikeout, swinging strike. So first strikeout of this inning, second of the game. He had also ended the first on the strikeout. So 2 strikeouts so far for Gaskin. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base in the top half of the second for the Wolves. So after back-to-back singles to start this game, that's 6 straight batters, outs recorded by Gaskin. That's going to take us to the bottom half of the second inning with Heritage leading 10-0. 5 hits back in that first inning. I think I said 8 walks. I think that's right. Make a note of that where I can remember that. We'll see who comes up to bat. A lot of guys. Coach Romano used a lot of guys back in the first game, and I'm sure we'll see a lot of the second. Same thing here in the second. Here's the 15-run rule in effect through 3. Not sure if we'll get there or not, but we may. If we do, just wanted to give you a heads up on that. The game would be over at that point if we do. Brady Barr started this game for Rossville Christian. Did not make it out of the first inning. He was replaced by Bryson Shivers. And Shivers was able to get Stripling to fly out to center field to end that last inning. Looks like we're going to start the pinch hit carousel. Bryson Wilson Jr. is going to get the an at bat here to start off the second inning. So Shivers on the mound for Rossville. Bryson Wilson's going to be at the plate for Heritage.
Now, number 25, Bryson Wilson.
This may be his first at bat. I do not see him in the stats anywhere. Lefty batter. First pitch coming from Shivers.
Matt got this got everybody down to like what seconds they want. Like I asked Jack what he wanted for a pitching walk up, and he sent me the song. He was like starting at 25 seconds. And so I got all that. Well,
That's also a ball to Wilson. Like I said, I'm searching these stats all over, and I do not see him with the previous at-bat. So based on the stats off of Max Preps, this is Wilson's first bat of the season. Pitch from Shivers is going to be a ball. So 3-0 count. On Wilson. It's also going to be a walk. So Wilson starts off the second with a walk. That's 9 walks now. And we're only in the second inning. It's going to bring up Matt Thompson, who got the start in right field tonight, the senior, and he's batting in the 9 spot. He struck out back in the first against Barr. This is his first at bat against Shivers, who came on in relief of Barr. Ball gets away from your catcher, Mark Hammond. But Wilson had no interest in taking second base. He remains at first base. Pitch from Shivers is a ball. So 2-0 count on Thompson. Senior right fielder. Wilson gets the lead at first. That ball is fouled straight back. Kind of an unusual delivery from Shivers. It almost looks like he's not following through all the way. Just kind of like a push pitch almost, but 2-1 count. Wilson at first base. Pitch coming. It's going to be a ball in the dirt. Wilson will take second base on this one. That he goes in standing up. Looks like he's laughing a little bit. That was funny. He kind of jogged down, but the catcher made the throw behind him. So 3-1 count on Thompson. Wilson now down at second base. Pitch coming from Shivers. That's going to be a ball as well. So walk number 2 of the inning and walk number 10 on the night for the Patriots. And we're going to have another pinch hitter. It's going to be Caleb Williams now at the plate. Also a ball. I really don't understand why we have such a tight strike zone in a game like this, but oh well. 1-0 pitch coming. That ball is high. 2-0 count. Runners at first and second. Thompson at first. Wilson at second. Both are on via walks. He does give him the strike on that one. So 2-1 count to Williams. Looked like Williams tried to offer it that one, but did not swing. I think if I was at bat, I would have had to swing at that one. Almost looks like a softball pitch coming across the plate. That's low, so that's going to be walk number 3 of the inning and walk number 11 on the night. We're still in the second inning. And so Wilson walks, Thompson walks, and now Caleb Williams draws a walk. So bases loaded, all 3 on via walks. Pitch to Bryce Bolin. freshman. Pitch coming. Ball's going to be low, hits the plate. It's a 1-1 count. Wilson started off the inning with a walk. Matt Thompson walked, and then that was followed by another walk to Caleb Williams. That ball's way outside. 2-1 count. Bryce Bolin at the plate. Heritage leads this one 10-0, second inning. Also going to be a ball. So after walking 3 straight batters, he now falls behind Bolin in 3-1. Wilson at third, Thompson at second, Williams at first. Bases loaded, full of Patriots. Pitch coming. That's going to be high. So 4 straight walks issued by Shivers. The run will score. It's going to make it 11-0 Patriots. Jack Tompkins now up for Heritage. Base is still loaded. Ball outside. Again, pitch high. 4 straight walks to start this inning. 12 walks total. Two-0 count. Tompkins at the plate. Bases loaded. Pitch coming. That ball's also going to be outside. 3-0 count to Tompkins. 4 straight pinch hitter, if you will, this inning for Heritage. Pitch coming. Another walk. So 5 straight walks. That's 13 walks this game already issued by the Wolves. Pushes across the run. It's going to make it 12-0 now here in the second. Looks like we may be getting another pitching change. Trying to figure out who this is going to be. I think it's going to be Preston Wheeler. I think it's going to be your new pitcher for Rossville. Wheeler was playing in left. He's going to come in to pitch. I guess Shivers will now take his spot in left. So Wheeler will be on the mound. Shivers will move out to left. Base is still loaded. 13 walks issued by the Wolves so far. 5 straight in this inning. Wilson walk, Williams walk, Bolin walk, Tompkins walk. Not sure who's going to be up at the plate now. Coach Romano's looking down at his lineup card. It looks like it may be Gavin Elliott due up next. It's either going to be him or Hayes Sansing, but I think it is going to be Gavin Elliott. So Gavin Elliott will be the first batter that Wheeler will face. Already trailing this game 12-0, bases loaded. So this is a really tough spot, to state the obvious, for Wheeler to come into this game. I think Gavin got a couple at-bats back in that first game. He did. I think he walked maybe both times because he was in that 3-hole. Yeah, I think he walked twice. So if the trend continues here, he'll probably walk again. Pretty good possibility. Pitch coming. First pitch in from Wheeler is going to be a strike. So Gavin Elliott at the plate. Preston Wheeler on the mound. Bases loaded. Bottom of the second inning, pitch coming. Down in the dirt, 1-1. Swinging strike 2. Elliott was trying to hit that one hard somewhere, but swung through it. So 1-2 count. That pitch is going to be high. Even the count, 2-2. 2-2 count, no outs, bases loaded. Swinging strike 3. So Elliott goes down on strikes. So Wheeler comes in and gets a strikeout. The first batter he faces. Stopped the bleeding a little bit there. Base is still loaded. Pitch coming. That's down in the dirt. Gets away from the catcher, but the runner's going to stay at third base. I think this is Oliver Woodard at the plate. Freshman infielder, pitcher. That's going to be outside as well. So 2-1 count on Woodard. Patriots leading 12-0. Second inning, pitch coming. Down in the dirt. So Wheeler was able to get a strikeout. First batter he faced. Now falls behind the count. To Woodard, 3-1, pitch coming. That ball's going to be high as well. So that's yet another walk. Not very good at math. I can't count very high. But I believe that's 14 walks now. Yep, 6th walk of the frame and 14th of the evening. Hayes Sansing now at the plate for the Patriots. He's played football, basketball, now he's playing baseball as well. That's going to be hit out to left. Is it going to drop? No, the left fielder comes in and makes a really good catch. The runner's going to tag at third. The runner's got to get back. The throw's coming into the infield. Gets away from the first baseman. The runner's going to take third. Woodard's going to stay at first. So runners are going to be at the corners. Good play there. I believe that was Shivers that came in and made the running catch out in left field to rob Hayes of the base hit. Hayes is going to get an RBI, though, because the run did score on the play to make it 13-0 now here in the second. So Woodard's going to be at first. Got a runner at third. Pitch coming. It's going to be Lex Wagner at the plate. Sophomore outfielder. Pitched a little bit inside. So Jack Tompkins at third base. Oliver Woodard at first. So runners at the corners. And Wagner's going to get hit. Wheeler hits Wagner in the back. That's going to be a hit by pitch. Get time out there a little bit to give Wagner a little time to shake off that getting hit in the back by that pitch. Brady Kimbrell's going to be at the plate now for the Patriots. Wheeler on the mound. Kimbrell at the plate. Now 14-0. Heritage leads here in the second inning. 10 runs in the first, 4 so far in the second. Still nobody out. Only 5 hits for the Patriots. I say only. You look up and see 14 runs, you would expect more than that, but this has been a plethora of walks in this game and then this inning. Kimbrell at the plate, 0-1 count. Pitch coming. Swinging strike 2. Brady Kimbrell at the plate. Bases loaded. Pitch coming. Swinging strike 3 from Kimbrell. So that's going to end the inning as Wheeler gets Kimbrell to strike out. But not before the Patriots score 4 more runs and now lead 14-0 as we head to the top half of the third inning here in Game 2 of today's doubleheader with Rossville and Heritage. Presley Gaskin got the start. That's going to be it for him, though. It looks like Jack Tompkins is going to come in to pitch this top half of the third for Heritage. So Gaskin's night is through. He's going to pitch 2 innings, as did Nash McCurry back in Game 2. And like I said then, barring an unforeseen circumstance, a solar eclipse or something crazy like that, he's going to get the win here in Game 2 is Presley Gaskin. He gave up back-to-back singles to start the first, but then he recorded 6 straight outs with a pair of strikeouts. 1 in the first and 1 in the second. Both of those ended the first and second respectively. So he's going to get the win here in Game 2. He exits leading 14-0. Jack Tompkins now is on the pitch. The third inning for Heritage. Alex Stone, your 9-hole hitter, is due up. So we go 9-1-2 due up for the Wolves. Alex Stone, your right fielder, catcher Mark Hammond, and shortstop Hayden Miller. Those 3 are due up to face Tompkins, who's going to be the second pitcher used by Xander Romano here in Game 2. See if I can get some numbers on Tompkins for you. Tompkins has pitched 17 2/3 innings. It's given up 16 hits, 21 runs. 16 of those have been earned. Walked 13, struck out 10. And this is his 13th appearance of the season. He's going to start off against the 9-hole hitter, right fielder Alex Stone, here in the top half of the third. The umpire is going to rule that it hit Stone. So Tompkins' first pitch is going to hit Stone. Looks like the umpire kind of made the signal that it kind of grazed his arm. I don't think it hit him too hard because Stone looked back and then just jogged down to first base. So Tompkins hits Stone to lead off this inning. It's going to bring up your catcher, Mark Hammond. Hammond led off this game with a single to left. First time to face Tompkins. That's going to be a ball. Got notes all over the place here with people coming in and out of this game and lineup changes and everything else. Second pitcher of the evening used by Heritage. That one's rolled down the third base side. It's going to be foul. So freshman Presley Gaskin got the start. Now Jack Tompkins on in relief of Gaskin here in the third. Runner at first base is Stone, who got hit by a pitch. First pitch from Tompkins. Good pitch there on the outside corner to Hammond, evens the count. Makes the count 1-2. Looked like a breaking pitch from Tompkins, and Hammond did a good job of staying alive. Fouled that one off to the third base side. Top half of the third inning. Heritage leading 14-0 in this one. Tompkins on the mound. Pitch coming. That's grounded to the right side. That's going to be fouled as well. Hammond was your starting pitcher in game one. He throws right, but he bats left. Swinging strike three. So after hitting the first batter that he faced, Tompkins comes back and gets Hammond, the second batter, on a strikeout. So that's the third strikeout of the evening for Heritage pitchers, first of the night for Jack Tompkins. That's going to bring up your shortstop, Hayden Miller. Miller also singled back in the first off of Gaskin. Like I mentioned, they had the back-to-back singles to start the game, but no damage. First pitch to Miller, swinging strike. Stone not getting much of a lead down at first base. Miller's also a lefty, so they go lefty-lefty to start at the top of their lineup. Breaking pitch from Tompkins, finds the outside corner. Good pitch from Jack. He's located that same pitch a couple times in that same spot so far since entering here in the third. That ball's going to be grounded to first base off Woodard's glove. Tough play there. You got to give him a hit. So good piece of hitting there by Miller. And he's going to get his second single of the night, or second single of this game. It was a tough play for Woodard to make, glanced off his glove. So now you got runners at first and second, one out. It's going to bring up your pitcher. Pitcher Brady Barr. He's no longer the pitcher. He's in center field now, I believe. Pitch coming from Tompkins. Good pitch. That's going to be a strike. So he starts Barr off with a strike. Yeah, Miller had an infield single back in game one as well. That's going to be fouled off to the left side. So you go that single in the first game, and then single in the first of this game, first inning, and single in the third now. So he's 3 consecutive singles over the course of the 2 games for the number 2 hitter, your shortstop Hayden Miller, who's now down at first base. So three hit night for him. That's a good job of hitting by Hayden Miller. Swinging strike there, so he gets Barr out on a strikeout. So second strikeout of this inning, and the 4th strikeout of the night for Patriot pitching. So Tompkins gets Barr on a strikeout. It's going to bring up Bryson Shivers. Shivers reached on a fielder's choice back in the first. Good breaking pitch there from Tompkins. Shivers chased it, didn't get it. 0-1 count. Tompkins so far has had some good movement on these breaking pitches so far. Pitch coming. That's going to be a strike. Ball gets away from the catcher. No throw. He's just going to toss it back to Tompkins on the mound. So both runners advance. You got 2 runners in scoring position now, second and third base, 2 outs. Shivers is down 0-2 in the count. Looking to put the ball in play, maybe get a couple runs on the board for the Wolves. Pitch coming. Breaking pitch does not find the plate. Count now 1-2 on Bryson Shivers. A little bit outside. So Deuce is wild now. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 2 on. Tompkins trying to get out of this inning. Nice pitch right down the plate, right down the middle of the plate. So he gets Shivers. Tompkins gets Shivers to strike out. So he ends up striking out the side. So no runs, does give up the one hit, no errors, and 2 left on base in the top half of the third for Rossville. So your starting pitcher, Presley Gaskin, had 2 strikeouts in the first 2 innings. Tompkins adds 3 more here in the third. So 5 strikeouts by Patriot pitching, and we're only through 3 innings. So nice recovery there by Tompkins after starting the inning off with a plunking stone. He comes back strong and strikes out 3 of the next 4 batters that he faces with a single sandwiched in between from Hayden Miller, who now has 3 hits on the evening for your visiting Wolves. Looks like Preston Wheeler is back on the mound now to start off this bottom half of the third inning. Patriots have already sent no, that's back in the first. Let me look at here in this game. Let's see, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So 17 different batters have already come to the plate for Heritage here in game 2. These games provide a good opportunity, obviously. This Rossville team comes in, they're very, very young, not very strong, and it gives Coach Romano a chance to work in some of these guys who would not get at-bats otherwise, normally. We'll see who the first batter is going to be here in the bottom of the third. Looks like it's going to be Christian Crank. Is that right? Batter for Heritage here and start off the bottom half of the third inning. Again, facing Preston Wheeler, the third pitcher of the night used by Rossville. Swinging strike. Brady Barr started off game 2. He was followed by Bryson Shivers, and now Shivers gave way to Preston Wheeler. So pitcher number 3 for Rossville. Pitch coming. That's low. Crank at the plate. First batter of the inning. Bottom half of the third. Pitch coming. That ball's popped up, but it's going to be out of play to the left side. So we'll hit the reset button. Crank will jog back to the plate. Wheeler will get another ball from the home plate umpire. I have no explanation. That ball was ruled that pitch was ruled a ball. So 3-2 count on Crank. That's indeed a ball. That's going to be down in the dirt. So a lot of cheers coming from the dugout for Crank, who draws the walk.
Number 6,
Matt Thompson back up to the plate. He struck out in the first and then drew a walk back in the second. I have Heritage with 14 walks here in game 2. I believe that's right. 1 hit by pitch. That pitch from Wheeler is low. Ball 2. Crank aboard after a walk. He's down at first base. Pitch from Wheeler is ruled inside. So the 3-0 count to Thompson. Again, Thompson struck out back in the first, walked in the second. Pitch coming, that's going to be a ball also. So another walk. So that's back-to-back walks now for Thompson in this game. He jogs down to first base. Crank goes down to second. So runners at first and second. Now no outs. And your batter is going to be Caleb Williams. I'll give you one guess what Caleb Williams did in his previous at-bat. You get it. You get it right. He walked. Pitch coming. That's down in the dirt. So 2-0 count to Caleb Williams. That one's called a strike. Good pitch from Wheeler. One run here ends this game. That ball is going to be popped out to right field. The second baseman actually camped underneath it, and he does make the play. So nice play there to record the first out of this inning. So Caleb Williams flies out to the second baseman for the first out of the inning. Runners at first and second still. They had to stay put. It's going to be should be Bryce Bolin at the plate for Heritage. First pitch coming. And that's a ball. That's also going to be ball high and tight. Bolin had to duck to avoid that pitch. Ahead in the count, 2-0. Wheeler's pitch coming. That's going to be down the right field side. That's going to be a single. He's got to score that run. Yeah, now he's going to take home, slide in there. He's going to be safe. Yeah, good job there. He didn't run at first, but then he went ahead and scored late. So that should be the ball game. Yep. So that's going to end game 2 by the score of 15-0. So the 15-run rule is in effect through 3. So after winning game 1 14-2, Heritage takes game 2 15-0. So Heritage is going to improve to 12-11. Make sure I get this record right. Yeah, so going to be improved to 13-12 overall. I'll get this right in a minute. And 4-4 in district play. So after getting swept by Mag Heights, Heritage bounces back strong, gets a pair of wins here tonight. They go one game over 500 and then even their record in district play. So good night at the ballpark for your homestanding Heritage Academy Patriots. And that's going to wrap it up. Until next time, signing off. See you next time.